channel, and I also welcome to everyone to this English learning series. And today we are going to discuss something about, especially based on literature, and the genre of literature is drama, and in drama, and we are going to talk about Shakespeare's dramas. And in Shakespeare's dramas, we discussed about Big Four. Big Four is the term that refers the four most studied tragedies uh, of Shakespeare. There are Hamlet, King Lear, Othello, and Macbeth. So these four tragedies are called Big Four. There are 37 tragedies. Unanimously agreed that 37 tragedies have been written by Shakespeare, uh, and out. So today we break down them one by one. But today's discussion, our focus is on Macbeth, and I will try to deliver a complete lecture on Macbeth. What I have decided, certain points which covers hopefully the entire drama. But if not, then we will make another part of Macbeth, uh, and then we complete this. So in this first sitting, we are going to discuss about Macbeth. So this is a series of Shakespeare's Big Four, and the first drama we are going to cover, that is Shakespeare's Macbeth, the greatest tragedy. So I would like to refer one of the book written by Charles Lamb and Mary Lamb under this title. If you find, these are 20 tales, I mean, written in different way about Shakespeare's dramas. There are tragedies and as well as comedies like Much Ado About Nothing and Midsummer Night's Dream. So, if you are interested in Shakespeare's drama, so I would suggest that this is a very simple and easy to understand book. So you can easily buy and available. So now come to the point, how the drama started, or the drama commenced. Like if I refer this book, and this book says that reads that when Duncan the meek resigned king of Scotland, there were a king. His name was Duncan, and there was one of the commanders, one of the what say that a kind of thane, Than, thane, local type, a kind of person who has influence on that particular area, and he is rich, so that is why he is given title Thane. So, and he was also a warrior, noble warrior, general, and we can say that he was a right hand to the king, and he was also kinsman, relative of the king. In Shakespeare's Hamlet, I mean, these words are very common, that when in Hamlet he says that more than kin and less than kind. So Macbeth was kin to the King Duncan. So if I talk about or say that is character, like he is the protagonist. You are like yes. So the what I was saying, that he is a protagonist. He was a Scottish general, and he was a nobleman, ambitious, brave at the same time. However, he was influenced and morally weak. So if we understand about the traits, about his personalities, the elements of his personality, that these are the elements in his personality, that he was a brave, ambition, and nobleman. However, he was easy to influence, and morally weak. So it was his character. But later on, I mean, yes. So sorry, there is internet problem. So internet is, again and again interrupted. So uninterrupted inflow, I mean, flow of internet is not available. So sorry for that. I hope that you will bear with this. And then the second witch, दूसरी चुड़ैल उसे कहती है कि all hail Macbeth, thane of coward. तो ये एक और टाउन है जिसको इन्हें रिवार्ड किया जाएगा, अभी किया नहीं गया, but this is the town. He know that Macbeth knows that I am the thane of glimpses, but he was completely unaware that he is a thane of glimpses. अभी वो उसको उसका किंग बनाया ही नहीं गया, उसका चीफ बनाया ही नहीं गया, चीफ ऑफिसर बनाया ही नहीं गया उस टाउन का, जिस टाउन का दूसरी चुड़ैल उससे जिक्र कर रही है कि ऑल हैल मैकबेथ थेन ऑफ कवर्ड, दैट इज द टाउन, एक टाउन का नाम है। तो ये थोड़ा शुजदर रहेगा। ही जस्ट लाइक स्टूड, he wrapped stood in amazement that what's going on. He was completely astonished that what happened. He thought that ये तो अभी कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, मैं तो सिर्फ थेन ऑफ ग्लैम्सेस हूँ, मैं तो उसका चीफ हूँ, मैं तो उसका ऑफिसर हूँ, ये तो दूसरा शहर, तो इसका कोई जिक्र नहीं। एनीवे, now I mean he become more amazed, and rather he is more astonished in the when third which uh, bid him that all hail Macbeth, that shall be king hereafter. तो वाह वाह या कमाल है, नाराय मैकबेथ, जो आने वाला किंग है, आई मीन इज गोइंग टू बी किंग। मतलब दैट्स अमेजिंग, दैट्स अनबिलीवेबल, देन हाउ कुड बी आई एम किंग, आई मीन आई एम गोइंग टू बी किंग, ये कैसे हो सकता है जबकि डंकन है, उसके दो बेटे हैं, डंकन हैज हैव टू सन्स, सो हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल दैट आई बिकम द किंग। तो ये उसको बात समझ में नहीं आती। एनीवे, he was ambitious, as I told you earlier in his introduction about the personality of Macbeth. Later on, what happened? Like see, it's fine. Okay, continue. Yes. So now they were on the way. They were still they have to reach there, but they were not there, and they got invitation by the king that there is a ceremony, and you are going to attend that ceremony. तो उन्हें दावत पे बुलाया गया, मैकबेथ को और जनरल को, दूसरे जनरल को जो उनके साथ थे। नाउ ही वाज देयर। Okay, sorry, one thing is remaining. So while they were addressing to other general Bonko, he was in company with Macbeth. They were there. So first they announced that held to Macbeth, the king of the thane of Glamses, now Glem of Govardor, and later become the king of. Now they addressed to another general. They said to that Bonko that you may not be happy with such situation, but however your sons or your one of the sons become the king. So Macbeth king, and after Macbeth your son become king. So that was the prediction they made, and then they left, they disappeared, they vanished in air. So they reached there. There was a gathering. There was a feast, and that feast, the king announced, the Duncan. He announced that the honor and the possession of the place, the town, which is already told by witches to Macbeth, that the king of or the thane of Cavardar. So now another town is given to him. Now the first prediction become true. So now the faith of में rhythm mythology. Fine. Connect Theo. Sorry, internet problem. So now what happened then? He was awarded another town, and now king was very happy with Macbeth. And later on, he, along with his so many things and companion, he reached there to reach there at Macbeth's house. So later he was invited by Macbeth, and he was there and was enjoying a wonderful feast. And Macbeth was happy. And meanwhile, what Macbeth did, that he discussed the predictions made by witches with his bad ambitious wife. I would saying that bad ambitious. She had ambitious, but her ambitious was or were not good. So what they decided, I mean, not is single-handedly, but they collectively decided that what should we do to make the prediction true, the third prediction that I'm going to be the king. So what did Lady Macbeth? He whispered in the ear of Macbeth and convinced him, as I told you earlier, that he was morally weak and influenced by his wife, or he was easily influenced. So the influence of his wife was badly affect on, because she was a what's that, a bad ambitious lady. And then he decided, or they decided, that we would kill the king, and then we or I become the king. Though a couple of times that he got the sense that I should not do this, because this does not suit to me, that king remained kind to me. He was very helpful. He rewarded me so many things, the towns, everything, and he is kind to me, and as well as he is also kin to me, so I should not kill her. But later on, his what's it that I would kill the king. Okay, so now the king was tired. किंग जो था वो बिल्कुल थका हुआ था, और उसकी हालत ख़राब थी, सफ़र बहुत किया हुआ था। अब वो चाहता था कि मैं सो जाऊं, आराम करूं। और जब सोने के लिए वो अपने कमरे में गया, तो उसके साथ दो और लोग भी थे, उनके लिए भी साइड में जो है वो, ताकि वो उनकी हिफाजत करें या उनके साथ रहें, या रात में अगर किसी चीज़ की ज़रूरत पड़े तो वो उनके करीब ही रहें। तो हुआ ये कि उनको बहुत सारा वाइन पिलाया गया ना, बहुत सारी वाइन पिलाई गई। वाइन पीने की वजह से वो अपने सेंसेस में नहीं रहे और बहुत ही गहरी नींद में चले गए। तो मिड नाइट, आधी रात को, what happened that Lady Macbeth visited the place, the room. So actually, why she visited that place? She was not that much confident. उसको इतना कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं था कि अपने हस्बैंड पर, क्योंकि उसकी नेचर जो थी वो मॉडेस्ट थी। he had a somehow मॉडेस्ट नेचर, और रहमदिल भी था, नोबल थॉट भी थे उसके। तो उसे डर था कि ऐसा ना हो कि ये मर्डर नहीं कर पाएगा, ये मतलब रिलक्टेंट रहेगा। सो व्हाट शी डिड, शी रैप डेगर इन हर आर्म। वो अपनी आस्तीन में जो है वो उसको खंजर को छुपा के आती है, और उसे डर लगता है कि ये मैकबेथ तो ऐसा कुछ करेगा नहीं, ये काम मुझे ही करना पड़ेगा। तो वो जब उसके रूम में जाती है, एंटर होती है, और वो बहुत गहरी नींद में होता है। सो व्हाट शी डिड, she got her, what say that she looked at him, at the king, pensively, मतलब बहुत गहराई से, गौर से उसको देखती है। जो उसको गौर से देखती है, तो उसे उसके चेहरे में, मैकबेथ और सॉरी किंग डंकन के चेहरे में उसे अपने फादर की रिफ्लेक्शन आती है। उसे लगता है जैसे मेरा वालिद सो रहा हो, मेरा डैडी सो रहा हो, मेरा अब्बू सो रहा है, तो शी डिडंट व्हाट सेड दैट mustered the courage to kill the king. So she came back. She went back and she left the place. And later on, she uh, went to Macbeth और उसे वो बताती है कि अभी तुम्हें ये काम करना है और I mean see the evilness. I mean she was completely influenced. Though she got a glimpse of her father in the game of King Duncan, and yet she was adamant. She was ready to kill the king. अब खुद तो कर नहीं पाई तो फिर वो मैकबेथ को कहती है कि अब ये इस तरह से करना है। मैकबेथ वाज आल्सो रिलक्टेंट, वो भी मतलब डरा हुआ था कि मुझे इसे कत्ल करना चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए, बहुत सारे ख्यालात की जंग चलती है, लेकिन आखिरकार यही होता है कि इविल की जीत हो जाती है और उसकी लेडी मैकबेथ जो है वो उसको कन्विंस कर लेती है। लेटर ऑन ही किल्ड द किंग विद सिंगल जर्क, एक ही झटके से उनको मार देते हैं, लेकिन मार के सिर्फ मैकबेथ आता है, लेडी मैकबेथ उसके साथ नहीं होती है। अब जब वो उसे मारने जाता है उसके रूम में, उसके कमरे में या हुजरे में, देन ही सॉ another knife which is pointing towards मैकबेथ। एक ख्याली किस्म का खंजर इसकी तरफ आता है और ये देखता है कि खंजर ये, उसे पकड़ने की कोशिश करता है लेकिन वो उसके हाथ में नहीं आता। दैट इज द सिंबॉलिक मीनिंग। ये सुपर नेचुरल एलिमेंट है जो शेक्सपियर ने खूबसूरती से तकरीबन अपने हर ड्रामा में यूज किया। वो खंजर उसके हाथ में नहीं आता, वो उसको ऐसे लगता है कि जैसे मैं कुछ ख्याल देख रहा था। खैर देन ही केम बैक, उसको मारने के बाद, कत्ल करने के बाद जब वापस आता है कंफ्यूज होता है, फिर उसे ख्याल आता है कि दो लोग वहां पर भी हैं। देन दे मेड एक ट्रिक कंस्पिरेसी। फिर वो क्या करते हैं, खंजर पे जो खून लगा हुआ होता है वही खून जो है वो जो दो लोग सोए हुए होते हैं, ग्रूम जिसे कहा जाए, तो वो उनके चेहरे पे लगा देते हैं ताकि जब सुबह को उठे और जब पता चले कि किंग का मर्डर हो चुका है तो ये जो ब्लेम है, ये जो इल्ज़ाम है, ये इन दो पे आ जाए। तो इन दिस वे दे started to make blame. Later on in the morning, that the morning discovered with the murder of, or the what say that the death of king, फिर उन पे इल्ज़ाम लगाया जाता है कि ये दो लोग थे। एंड देन those people, I mean the two person, they flee from place, वो वहाँ से भाग जाते हैं। एक शायद कोर्ट में जाके पनाह लेता है और एक जो है वो नॉर्वे या किसी और स्टेट में चला जाता है। तो नाउ दे आर नॉट देयर, so now the space is there, ground is open, and now throne is waiting to be decorated on Macbeth head. तो इस तरह से ये कहानी स्टार्ट होती है या इसका कहानी का क्लाइमेक्स है। नाउ वन थिंग मोर अबाउट इट, कि ये जो प्रेडिक्शन थी, सो जब मैकबेथ को बताया गया कि आप बनेंगे किंग, यू आर गोइंग टू बी किंग, एंड जनरल बॉन्को वाज विद हिम, he was not impressed by the prediction, and he was of the view that this is a little truth, but the major part of that truth is still remaining. So that must be horrible, that is not easy. So we should not get betrayed of the prediction, because I don't think so they were a good force, they were something, a kind of evil. So that was his concept, so that was why he was not happy, he was not convinced. But as I told you earlier, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया था, तो Macbeth, he was a kind of ambitious person, morally weak. That is why he convinced, because at the very first step that the prediction become true, that he become the the thane of cowarder. So the word thane is very important. It has a symbolic meaning. We will continue with this. So if I give you a little more about that title 10, because this that title has a very important and significant meaning. Each title marks rise in power. So there were three titles. Being thin of coward is a sign that the witch's prophecy is beginning to come true. So now he's become king. Okay. So Thane, sorry, the Thane of coward, and if he's become the Thane of coward, so definitely he is going to be the king. So because the prophecy is true. Symbolically, it attempts Macbeth to dream of the next title king. As I told you, so the Thane become, it's a kind of bridge, it's kind of pull between loyalty and ambitious. So this title. And the other thing is this title represent that honor, from honor to corruption. So when he was the 10 of glimpses, so it was honor for him, the very first time. It was honor for him. He was the, I would say that the thane of a certain town. But later on, ironically, the title that once represented loyal service becomes the start of moral downfall. So morally, he started to downfall because he was thinking that I should, usurp the throne, and he did that. So that he become, morally corrupt, because murder is. So thus the title then symbolically shift from honor, ambitious, and finally guilt. Later on, he become guilty after killing the, or say that the king. So if briefly, if we understand that the title beginning, in beginning, ten of glimpses means nobleman, loyal warrior. In the middle, the title ten of cowarder, rewarded, and temptation. So he was tempted by that reward, because that reward is, that based on his work, I mean his achievement, and he conquered one of the areas. But before awarding or handing over that area, witches told him that you would be given that area. So that was a temptation, because they also added one more prediction. So that is why he was tempted. So in the middle, the title thing was, what say that the represent reward and temptation, and in the end, that the title of Than represent corruption, guilt, and downfall. So as a whole, it was like that. We'll continue this, but what happened in the middle? There is one important thing. When Lady Macbeth died, how she died, that's another story. I will talk on in the second part, but let me cover just one more thing about that. There is a soliloquy in Act 5 and in Scene 5. I believe